Good evening, this is Pineleaf Needles, and welcome to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And tonight I have with me Etheros.
What's up?
Andang.
Hey everybody, Pineleaf went out of order this week and it caught Etheros off guard, but it's going to be a great episode.
I get off guard all the time.
And Draculetta.
Greetings, everyone.
And we'll proceed on to the news here at LOTRO. To begin with, we'll go into the game news for Helm's Deep. This week we had a diary, a class dev diary on the class changes, demonstrating how the class changes will work, how you will be able to define them, essentially how you could change from one to the other in the middle of an instance. Anybody have any comments on this?
Yeah, it's interesting that, we heard that we'd be able to switch on the fly and do stuff like that, but it was cool how they gave and albeit a very old scenario, but it was cool how they gave a scenario and showed how the different builds would really matter, and you can switch between them in the middle of a skirmish, and at different stages be able to use different builds and be able to maximize how effective you are in combat. I thought that was something that really stood out.
For me, pretty much everything they said or showed in there we already knew from articles and stuff like that. But I think the main thing is this time they're showing us rather than saying it. Like in text is one thing, but being given showing the template and seeing how the skills work and seeing how many skills you actually the player is using and stuff like that is a lot more helpful and comforting, I would think, than a bunch of text saying it.
Yes, I understand, because everybody is trying to interpret the text the worst way they can.
Yeah, for the most part in the forums, that's how it usually works.
Well, it is more open to interpretation than being shown something.
Good point. Any comments, Draculetta?
No, I just got to agree with Etheros, excuse me. It was nice to actually see it for once. And because if I recall right, we've only ever seen one screenshot, and that was a while ago. So it was nice to actually see them, moving through the trees so we could kind of get a quick view of it. Get a little bit better handle on how it might work.
Right. Yeah. Though, of course, if you're not playing a champion, you may still wonder, how's my class work?
True.
Yes, I think that since a picture's worth 1,000 words, and there were several frames per second, which each have pictures, I think I did finally get my 10-page dev diary and then some. Do the math like that.
I'm not too sure if the translation is perfect in that manner.
True, but I called it nonetheless.
Very well. We will then head on to the next bit of news, which is that there will be plus 100% XP until Helm's Deep launches. Therefore, if you want to get your characters up, then this is the time to do it. If you don't want to get your characters leveled up, then I suggest you play characters that you don't mind leveling.
Or buy an XP disabler.
Yes, yeah. There's also that.
And there's obviously all the theories about Turbine wanting to do this just to make us buy the XP disabler, and oh no, it's the... But honestly, it's cool that Turbine gives free XP to players to really help them get back into the game before Helm's Deep launches, because I think that it's really important as a player of any game to really experience the way that a game works before an expansion happens, especially one where there's going to be significant cost changes and stuff like that, because you won't be able to play that version of the game again. And so it's really a good opportunity to get in there and experience this version of LOTRO, because it won't be there ever again.
Yeah, the thing for me with this is that, as usual with these sort of welcome back weekend and stuff, is that you don't choose to have the XP buff. It's always
Yeah.
there whether you want it or not. And I can think
Right.
of quite a few situations where you might not want it. Maybe you just want to level
Yeah.
at your own pace, or you just want to
Yeah.
go with the pace of the zone, because these tend to make you out level certain things.
Yeah. Fortunately, the main character that I'm actually I'm working on two characters now. One of them is the one that's currently that just finished 4Kel, and that character is my only character with the XP disabler, so I can still go at my own pace on that character. And the other one is in response to an auction win. I'm getting ready to resume my character on Nimrodel and start leveling them, and that's a character that I need to level up very quickly because the auction winner is a few levels above me. So therefore, the welcome back weekend is going to help me in that regard.
Yeah, it has positives and negatives for sure. It would be all fixed if they'd just make it be optional. But, it's still, I think, a nice gesture at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it does, just so everybody, if anybody's not aware, this does stack with all the other XP bonuses. So if you have scrolls, if you have pocket items, the Helm's Deep pre-order item, everything will stack and you can get huge amounts of experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Yeah, and you're right. It gives you quite a bit of experience when they all stack up together, especially if you also have XP doubling due to either VIP bonus or store-bought bonus. All right, now we'll proceed on to the festival. The Harvest Math Festival is coming finally.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah, I can see the excitement here. That means the Haunted Burrow and all of that. It starts on October 22nd, and it'll continue until November 4th. So the 22nd means this coming up Tuesday, and then it'll end just about 2 weeks after that. So it's going to be a 2-week festival.
Yeah, this is the one festival that I actually am interested in. I don't know why, but I just can't get in really to the other festivals. I always try to see if I can, but this one I really get into. I think it's partly just because of the burrow. It's a lot of fun to go through that haunted area.
Yeah, it is my favorite festival too, for the burrow. It's just unique.
Yes, and especially since there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be wanting to go through there and get their Bounders tokens. I'm assuming that Bounders tokens will be available in the quests as usual.
I'd be surprised if they weren't, yeah.
Right. And next is LOTRO is named one of the top 16 free-to-play MMOs. Are there really enough free-to-play MMOs that there could be a top 16?
There's
Apparently.
plenty of free-to-play MMOs. There's hundreds and hundreds. But there's only a certain amount that are the AAA MMOs that are, have that type of namesake. And in this article, it was all, the AAA MMOs. But yeah, Maximum PC named the top 16 MMOs, and I don't think they were ranked, but LOTRO is the 9th one on there if you want to look it up. And it's just they do a really good job talking about the game. One thing they did kind of mention wrong was that it's free until level 20. Well, if you grind, you can get a lot further than level 20. You can go all the way to 85 for completely free.
And besides, the Lone Lands can get you up to level 30 quite easily.
Yeah, they did say... no, they did just say for the first 20 levels. Anyway, that was just a slight misstep, but I think that that they still factored in the fact that it is free all the way. That was just a typo there, I think. But maybe not, you never know. But it's a huge honor for LOTRO and definitely helps get some more publicity going for the game, so it's a good thing.
Okay. Then we'll head on to store sales for this week. And this week the free sample is Rapid Crafting Boost, 1 minute, times 3. Now that's unusual. Usually it's always times 1.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's times 3. They have been doing some times before, but yeah, normally it's times 1. So definitely a good free sample.
Yes, RC777. I guess.
Well, the
Y7.
The RC part makes sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Rapid crafting.
Yeah.
777.
All right. Maybe because they has 3 numbers because it's times 3. But Y7, I don't know. I guess to avoid 666.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe.
Why not
It's 1 minute,
333?
so you'd think it'd be RC111. But
Yes.
maybe the previous 707 and 67, 78, 76 numbers were taken already.
Very well. We also have 30% off the following items. First, skirmishes. So if you have some skirmishes you don't have, this is the time to get them. And this will be the skirmishes that are from level, well, the lowest one of these is level 20 for Stormwell Methodist, and then the highest one is Survival Barrel Downs, which is level 45 for its base. All the ones that are above Survival Barrel Downs are gained through the Epic instead of through purchase. But they're all available 30% off, and of course, I'm Pineleaf, so if I like to skirmish, so therefore you should go out and get them. Anybody have a favorite skirmish in this group?
Wait, what? I wasn't.
I said, anybody here have a favorite skirmish in the groups that are on sale of the sold skirmishes?
Storm on Methodist is good.
I'd have to check over that
Yeah.
again.
One of its advantages is that you can get it nice at level 20, so as soon as you start skirmishing, you can take advantage of it.
Oh, I've always been partial to Ford of Brunnen, even though the brothers are completely stupid.
Yeah. Ah, yes, of course.
I just like the music there.
And Drac?
I kind of like Prancing Pony.
Yeah, Prancing Pony. I would have to. Probably depends on my mood on this. Of course, because Thievery and Mischief and Ford of Bruin, but because Ford of Bruin, it of course beats them with the music because as you said, it's real epic music in there.
Mm. Though a lot of people don't seem to actually use the in-game music, so.
Well, then they're missing something for that one. But yeah, I guess there are some people who don't do that. And especially since lately I haven't been using the music because I've been doing videos and I don't use music too much in the background when I do videos. Alright, next. Instances. Some classic instances.
Yeah, a lot of the newer 3-mans with Ibar's Peak and like the Belladales. And, well, I guess that's a 6-man. And the Flight to the Lonely Mountain. So a lot of the newer ones are on there.
Alright, that's good to hear. Anybody have any favorite?
Actually, they're all the newer ones.
They're all the newer ones.
Mm-hmm.
They're all the newer ones? Let's see what the... I want to check what...
Web of the Scuttledells, I think, is a new one as well.
Yeah, the Web
Yeah,
of the...
that's part of the.
Yep, so yeah, they're all new
3-man.
ones.
Oh, because what's on sale is the Instance Cluster Rohan.
Yep.
So those are all the... So in other words, this Instance Cluster includes all of the instances that... Well, they came with Rohan, but they all have to do with the Path to Erebor.
It's the Hobbit instance cluster.
Yeah, more
And-
accurately to call it that.
And to clarify, they all are also individually on sale as well.
It doesn't mention that. It looks like the only
In
ones
the
that are
price at
individual.
the top, it says 137 to 1,047. So I'm assuming that they're all individually on sale as well.
No, the 137 is for the Halls of Night and Inn of the Forsaken, which are also on sale.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah, and next we have plus 100% mark acquisition for 90 minutes. And this allows you to gain your marks a lot faster when you're running those skirmishes. And if you're trying to get your skirmish marks or medallions quicker, then that can help in that matter. Though I usually recommend mark acquisition bonuses when you're in later levels, simply because it has more impact. But sometimes when you really need to train your soldier, it might help to do them at lower levels also. Legendary level cap increase. Yeah, I heard a sigh there.
Yeah, don't buy
Well,
these in the store.
Yeah,
I'll just be
don't.
honest.
Don't.
Don't buy them in the store.
I never really used them all that much. I think you get one freebie while you're leveling, and I use that one. But usually, I don't worry going past 60 into 70 because why bother? And then finally, legendary item stat upgrade.
Don't.
Yeah, you want a Starlit Crystal? Run a skirmish. Well, okay, it takes more than few skirmishes, but with all these skirmishes that are on sale, you'll be running more skirmishes, and you'll get your Starlit Crystals that way.
See, when you're Pineleaf, run a skirmish means run like 3,000 skirmishes, and you finally get one Starlight Crystal at the very end. But because you're Pineleaf, it really only feels like one because you've done so many of them. And so that is why it's only one skirmish.
All right. Yes, you'll probably have to run a few in order to get lucky enough to get one of those things to drop. But occasionally a lieutenant will drop one of those things for you. Anyone else have anything they wish to comment on concerning the sales?
There is also some steeds on sale too.
Well, yes, but those are the same steeds I think that have been on sale. That's been for sale all month.
Right.
Yep, and so far on the poll, skirmishes are way ahead of all the other content, which isn't that surprising.
Nope.
Well,
Aside from none of the above, of course, but that one usually wins every week.
Yeah, unfortunately, Turbine, I'm sure, would be happier if none of the above wasn't always the winner.
LOTRO players, stop putting that as an option. Don't let it win.
Right. Now for LOTRO players news. First, the Fellowship Walk. And we have donations are still open. They are open until Thursday the 24th. So we have only 5 days left in the walk. And on Thursday, we will have our final walk, hopefully to Rivendell if we get up to $5,000. And I'm sure Andang will try to squeeze out every dollar he can get, right?
No, not really. Just, give what you can give. If you can't give anything, that's totally fine. And, if we don't make our goal, that's also totally fine. But we would really like to make our goal, and if you can give, then definitely do so. Go ahead.
So far we have raised $4,057, so we are 81% towards our goal.
Yeah, we're getting really close, and with some of the auctions closing, that should get us closer, but we definitely still need donations, even with all the auctions, to get to the $5,000 goal. So, yeah, definitely help us get there, and we'll be able to walk.
All right. And the Lonely Mountain Band charity album. Could you please talk about that?
Yes, the Lonely Mountain Band Real Life Band has put together a charity auction, and this was mostly done by John DiBartolo, who is the lead director and one of the founders of Middle-earth Network, and he's also one of the first starters of the Lonely Mountain Band Kinship. And what he did was he put together 11 different songs into a special Child's Play album where every single cent that he gets from this album will go to our widget on the site and help count towards our goal to Child's Play. And 3 or 4 of these songs are never before released digitally. And so definitely a great chance to get these songs, and there are a lot of them, including things from Game of Thrones to most of them are Lord of the Rings themed, and yeah, there's really good songs there. I'm a big fan of Lonely Mountain Band, and yeah, it's definitely a great offer.
Very well. And of course, we still have a few auctions that are remaining. With the final auctions are going to be closing soon, but there are some left, such as.
Yeah, there's the guest host spot for Riddles in the Dark, or Tolkien Chat, up to the winner to choose. And last I checked, this was going for 50, and it's a fantastic opportunity to be podcasting with Corey Olsen. He has thousands and thousands of listeners, but don't let that intimidate you. If you want to do predictions on the Hobbit films coming up, Riddles in the Dark is a very, very fun podcast. They have a lot of fun joking around and making jokes on things that could happen in the films, and also making really serious predictions as well, and really dissecting some of the themes in Tolkien.
Yeah. See?
And then Tolkien Chats is where basically you sit down with Corey and talk about something in Tolkien that you really enjoy.
Very well. And there's also the guest host at LOTRO Reporter.
Yes, and just recently, this segment does close, so this is only for the live viewers and viewers that see it on YouTube before 12 p.m. Eastern tonight. And if you see it before then, you still have a chance to bid on the auction, and it is already up to $250, which means they are doing the Elvish segment. But if you want to be a guest on there, you have to go and bid.
Right. And how close did you say they are?
They're at 250 now.
Oh, they're at 250.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes, but if you want to be on there, then you have to bid to allow it to continue to go on, and obviously they'll still do the Elvish segment as well. So definitely a great offer.
Very well. And we still have titles. Therefore, if you viewed our broadcast for the Fellowship Walk, or if you participated in any way, then contact Lily Kate Buggins and bug her for one of the titles, which is An Unexpected Traveler.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and again, I know I've done this several times, but they deserve it. A huge thanks to Turbine for giving us those titles. It helps a ton with getting the word out about the Fellowship Walk.
Now, I heard a rumor that there have been some changes at our website. Could you please explain those?
Well, Pineleaf, you've heard right. LOTROplayers.com has actually received some changes. Some would consider them major, some would consider them minor. Basically what happened was we took away our slider and changed the color scheme a little bit. And the reason this was, and the only reason I'm showing this is just in case people are curious as to why there's not a slider there anymore. And basically the reason is because to get the slider to look right with this theme would cause the thumbnail to look wrong. And so what this allows us to do is, instead of having the image advertising one of our posts look good one place and look bad another place, with this change it allows it just to look good, hopefully, so we can really design the thumbnails to make them look as good as possible to help really promote people's articles that they spend a lot of time writing.
All right. And today, right after the walk, I was part of an RP session. Haven't done too many RP sessions, right? But this one was at the Bree Homesteads, and I know Andang is probably not too happy because I skipped Fellowship of the Creeps in order to
You have
participate
been
in this.
doing so much broadcasting and so much other stuff. You deserve to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, so I participated with that. So Lily Kate and I went off to Bree to see if we could unravel the mystery and figure out who performed an act of vandalism in somebody's yard. I know it's not murder, but we are talking about Breeland here.
We did a bit of vandalism in Fellowship of the Creeps too, actually. I mean, it was sacking an entire keep, but it still counts.
Well, that's a little bit stronger than vandalism.
Some would consider it murder, Shurs.
Well, yeah, it's mad to be. Depends whether you count them as people. Call it pest
if you
control.
count people as people, yeah.
Anyway, they managed to have one suspect of each of the 4 races, and we went to their various houses in order to question them and to try to figure out which one did it. And you can find various clues in their houses as to what they were up to.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
now, concerning Fellowship of the Creeps, while today was episode 51, last week was episode 50, and we did have an article on that during the last week.
Yeah, the show notes are up for that, and myself, Etheros, and Pineleaf are all co-hosts on that show, and it's just a lot of fun. I still can't believe that we've made it for 1 year, and thank you for everyone that's supported that show through views and through comments and feedback, making it better, and also all the people who have spent time co-hosting on it. Thank you all so much for helping us make it a year on that show. I never expected that to happen. I started it as just a little bit of YouTube show and hoped to make it like 10 episodes, and we made it 50. That's awesome, and we're still going. So thank you guys so much.
Very well, and so congratulations. And we had quite a bit of time playing wargs in that particular episode, even though those of us like me who weren't used to that particular race.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun messing with Pineleaf on his warg. But yeah, it was our warg special where we were all in a big warg pack going around stealthing people.
Yeah. And it demonstrates that no matter what race I play, I can still find ways to die.
That's right, but it is a lot of fun to have like 7 wargs come out of stealth all at once behind a creep. Just a lot of fun. Same thing if you're a burglar killing creeps.
Yes. Are there too many burglar raids?
There used to be, but not anymore because it's kind of been nerfed a little bit.
Ah, all right. Now, Brax, do you have... Wait a minute.
Brax is not on the show.
Yeah, Brax is...
Brax
yes, I remember that right afterwards.
He still managed to get in his pick of the week, and funnily enough, he just messaged me on Skype for the first time today, right now.
Ah, all
and
right.
I didn't send him any message, so that was really funny. But anyway, yeah, Brax still managed to get in his pick. He wanted to make sure that we still got that segment going, even though he was too busy with work, I believe, to be able to get on the show tonight, sadly. But basically, the thing he wanted to point out with this was it's a CSTM poll that he took, and casually strolling through MMOs, for those of you who don't know who that is. And basically, 41% of the people were cautiously optimistic about the class changes coming with Helm's Deep. And it kind of goes back and forth with the mild ones somewhat in the middle on one side, and then the extremes, and then the crazy answers.
Hold on,
11
a
people
crazy
don't play
answer
LOTRO.
on CSTM?
But yeah, it's definitely interesting that that many people are cautiously optimistic, and that's definitely a good thing for Turbine, that their player base has a lot of faith in them. And yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic as well. I think that fits my viewpoint for the class changes.
Very well. Does anybody else have any picks for this week that they wish to talk about? Having none,
It's Brax's job to pick the picks of the week.
I just want to make sure no one else had a favorite that we missed otherwise. So therefore, we will have our sponsors, and this show is brought to you by Amazon.com. So use the widget on the side of the site on any purchase to help support LOTRO players. Just click on it and buy whatever you wanted to buy anyway on Amazon. And this show is also sponsored by Weta Workshops. Use the code WALK13 on checkout for 10% off your purchase. This is only good until October 24th, which means 5 more days from this live broadcast, and that'll probably be about 2 or 3 days after we post the show on the site.
Yeah, and after Golden Star took your painting and Sapiens took your one Bagshot Row spot and the One Ring got bid off, and you just feel terrible because you couldn't get any Weta stuff. Well, guess what? You have until the 24th to get your awesome Weta products, and a huge, huge, huge thanks to Magnus for donating all the stuff that he did. It was over $200 of Weta Workshop stuff. That is a huge, huge thing, and a big thanks to him.
Okay, you said Sapiens on the one Bagshot Row?
Yeah, Rick Heaton bid on that, which is Sapiens' name that he uses. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
With him
he
so
came in
busy
last
on his
second.
With him so busy on his own charity drive.
Yeah, but you can never be too
Yeah.
busy to buy a Hobbit hole.
I guess you got a point with that.
So yeah, a big thanks to him as well for supporting us in that way as well, of actually bidding on our auctions. That was really cool. And a big thanks that goes out to him. And obviously thanks to Golden Star. That's all just joking on my end, and hopefully somewhat funny for you guys.
Right. And we'd like to give a big thanks to everyone who's donated to the Fellowship Walk. And we'd also like to thank Susan for her $10 or more donation to LOTRO players. And if you want to help support LOTRO players, simply go to the donation page where you can help support the podcast on LOTRO players and also help support this site. We have $5 and $10 mentions where you can donate and get a mention on one or all of the active podcasts. It's $5 will get you a mention on the podcast of your choice. $10 or more will give you a mention on all of our podcasts. Though, of course, for the next 5 days, we would prefer you to make your donations to the Fellowship Walk instead so that we can help the sick children in the hospital. And you can email us at lotroplayers.mymiddleearth@gmail.com, or you could follow us at Twitter. LOTROPlayers is at LOTROPlayers, Ending at PVMP Ending, Braxwolf at Braxwolf, Draculeta at Draculeta_72, Etheros at Etheros. Well, I don't have a Twitter account, so. So try one of the others then.
Etheros is typing you one. Sorry, Pineleaf. At Sorry, Pineleaf. So
That was Brax's idea last
There's-
week. It still needs to be done.
there's no guarantee if there is a Sorry Pineleaf that is actually Pineleaf's Twitter feed. So
There's
if
no
you get any
guarantee that
weird
anyone's ever
messages-
sent anything on it. Yes.
If you get any weird messages from Sorry Pineleaf, there's a chance that it's not actually Pineleaf, just so you guys know. And I am curious, though, Dracula, what does the 72 stand for?
Well, I guess I could say it's the year I was born, actually.
Oh, nice.
Because somebody already has Draculeta, and they're not using it.
Oh, well,
That's the way
guess
it
what?
always is.
Somebody already has an Andang YouTube channel, and somebody already has an Andang Twitter, and somebody already has an Andang Facebook, even though I thought I was being creative, but no, apparently not. But seriously, though, I'm not that mad.
No, you didn't sound it either.
Right. LOTRO Players News goes live every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. server time, that is U.S. Eastern Time. You can join us by going to lotroplayers.com/live and be sure to join us in the live chat. You can also join us for the Fellowship Walk. There is one more walk left, and that will be this coming Thursday. Let me see, what time is that? I better make
It's
sure
at
I know.
6 p.m. 6
At
p.m.
6
Eastern.
p.m. Yeah, 6 p.m. server time. That's U.S. Eastern Time. And I better remember that so that we actually have a camera for the walk. Yes.
Yes.
And, and you could go to our live page for that at Special Fellowship Walk Live Event. We will have a clicky in the show notes. And that is all for tonight. So until next time, this is Pineleaf Needles. And remember to skirmish responsibly.
Heal Pineleaf.
Heal Pineleaf. He
Thanks
needs it.
everyone for joining us in the chat as well. Awesome chat room.